welcome back to Against the Fence. This is the place to be if you're obsessed and passionate about mixed martial arts and the UFC. And today, as you can see, we're joined with Davey Grant, who has a professional record of 15 wins and 6 losses, currently 6-5 in the UFC. He trains at SBG Bishop Auckland, and he's a UFC bantamweight. Davey, how are we doing, my man?
Hi guys, thanks for having me on. I'm doing great, thanks.
Good stuff. And you just literally wrapped up training?
Yeah, just finished coaching the classes on the evenings. I've actually not trained myself tonight because I've got a big football game tomorrow. I've got a cup final to play in. I went boxing this morning. I did a bit of boxing, and I didn't train on the night. And I'm going to sort of rest until the cup final because I play for my local team as well, Evenwood Town. So it's got a big final.
That's cracking.
Is there anything you don't do?
Yeah.
I guess it will come to the job title of being a dad, right? You kind of do everything and all of it. But honestly, even as a sportsman, you're doing it all. That's cool.
Like if I was any good at football, I probably wouldn't have done fighting. That was my first love. All I wanted to be was a professional footballer. And the ship sort of sailed when I got to about 15. Didn't get picked up by anyone, so then I sort of took to fighting instead.
What a change.
Anyone who gets picked over you, just beat them up. So it's not.
That's it, exactly.
Oh, I love this. Well, I'll reiterate again, just for the guys at home. So we've got a few questions from us that we're going to ask Davey, and then we're going to head to you guys in the chats. Thanks again for joining us, guys. And get your questions in. We'll get to them in a little bit later, and also smack a like on the video as well if you've not done that.
Real quickly from Nolan Zebra, he just wanted to know who you supported football-wise because you were talking about it.
Liverpool. I'm a Liverpool fan.
Oh, he's a Liverpool fan? No way!
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, look, and everyone's just logged out of the chats now. Okay.
Yeah. How's that 7-0 trophy doing?
Let's get on with the show, I think. Let's go.
All right, yeah.
Well, listen,
I'm not gonna wind you up. We won't talk about league positions or anything. All right. So diving into the thick of it, then, Davey. It was a super close fight against Raphael Assunção. You got a point deducted in the third round, which was your best round, arguably, and you rocked him on the fence and then pulled off the reverse triangle with 30 seconds left. Can it get any better than that? And what was going through your head when Keith Peterson stood you up and took away that point?
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, no, it doesn't get much better than that. I got the win bonus. I got a win over an absolute legend. I still got the rounds in. It all just made for a bit of a dream, like fairy tale sort of ending. Do you know what I mean? With a point getting deducted, I was definitely on my way to losing. I was down on both, on all three of the judges' scorecards, and I mean, I was thinking maybe he's round 2. It could have gone either way. So I was thinking, well, I definitely need the third. I thought I could have been 2 rounds down and I needed a knockout. I wasn't too sure, but I didn't want to leave it in the hands of the judges just in case. So when I got the point away, it was like, right, that's it now. It's absolute kill mode, you know. There's no room for error. Yeah. I need a finish. I was trying for the knockout, and when he was after I dropped him with like the spinning back fist, it was in a position, and it was like, fuck it, just go for it, because I would have never dived on like an inverted triangle like that if it was the first or second round. I never would again. I don't think. Do you know what I mean? It was a crazy position, and it was like, even if I can get him back up to his feet now, I knew there was hardly any time left in the round. So it was like, just do it, just fucking go for it. And then luckily for me, it paid off.
That's quality, honestly. And you know, it's not the first time either, is it? In terms of adversity you come across in the octagon and then being able to come back. So there was a fight you had before with Martin Day, right? Broke your jaw.
Yeah.
Right, broke your jaw. And then it was just a case of like, well, you know, nothing to lose now. And then you went out there and knocked him out.
That's exactly how I felt in the fight. Honest to God, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, fuck it. Just go out and fucking try and bang him out. There's not much else I can do.
That inverted triangle, have you pulled it off in the gym before?
Yeah, I've been in the gym before. One of the guys I trained with, he's actually really good at them. A lot better than me. But yeah, it's, like I say, it's not really something that I would have usually dropped for, but I just saw it at the time. He just seemed to be in the perfect position to just roll into it. And then I just squeezed it live. Do you know what I mean?
Brilliant. That is brilliant.
Oh, man.
Absolutely love that, honestly. I think as Breezy said in the chat as well, he's saying it's a quality finish he had there.
Definitely. I mean, it's going to be hard to top that, really, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely. Hopefully I will. You know, like, I mean, but that's the thing. I was saying to everyone, I said, look, MMA is such a crazy sport, right? And when you've been around for as long as I have, you're either on like the good end of those type nights or the bad end of those type nights. You know what I mean? Luckily for me, it was the good end. Do you know what I mean? It was, it could have gone terribly wrong. Luckily it didn't. But like I say, that's why we love the sport so much. You know, like there's just so many twists and turns and things where you think you know what's going to happen and it's the exact opposite. Yeah, it's crazy.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And at the start of the fight, DC said, a guy like Assunção has to make a mistake in order for you to submit him. You're not going to get him up and get him. After reassessing everything that happened, what would you put that down as? A mistake from Assunção, pure skill, or running off instinct knowing you had a point deducted?
Oh, I don't know. Honestly, it might be a mixture. You know, it was like Assunção is an absolute G. Honestly, I got nothing but respect for him. And he put his head in a compromisal position. And in all honesty, I think it's because he was probably rocked a bit.
He was rocked.
You know, like
spinning.
I hit him hard with that spinning back fist. Landed really flush. And then I think that's why I was so shocked because I knew there was not a lot of time left in the round when I was squeezing. And I was thinking, he's just trying to hold on till the end of the round. And then and I was thinking he's just trying to hold on, squeeze, and then the ref pulled me off, and I was like, "Fucking hell!" He went to sleep because I didn't know. Wasn't much right up until that point. He went to sleep quick, you know, and it was like
it was.
I just thought, so I thought he was just like holding on. I thought he's not even. It mustn't be tight because he's not even trying to escape it yet, but he was fucking out. Do you know what I mean? It was crazy.
Wild that was. Yeah, I was watching that back and just like, oh, but I mean, everyone else was shocked as well. Yeah. I mean, we all thought he was still hanging in there. And Keith put him a couple of times. He was asleep for a minute.
When the fight stopped, what was your corner's reaction like? What did they say to you like as soon as you came away?
I can't remember. I think we were just all so elated, you know, like everyone was just absolutely buzzing that I got the finish. And they was more like, fucking hell, how do you do this? How do you get in these crazy fucking fights all the time? Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I don't know what happens. It must be a bit of luck, a bit of craziness. I don't know. Like I say, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it always seems to be exciting. What happens?
It is. I can tell you're still buzzing even now. Yeah. You know, you're still buzzing even now.
Over a month ago.
I have, honestly, I have. And like I say, it was a big name for me. A lot of things differently I could have done in the first 2 rounds. But that's fighting, isn't it?
There it is, yeah. I mean, you did say as well, you know, a bit of luck, bit of this, bit of that. But, I mean, it's about time you started having some luck. You know, you're starting to the UFC. You did not have a lot of it, you know. Tough, of course, and then the multiple injuries that happened before you was able to even get into the game, to get onto the canvas. It was... You know, it's we feel for you. So you've been around for a long time, but not a lot of that time's actually been in the octagon.
But guys, I appreciate that.
About time to see some luck come through.
Definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's been 7 years now since you fought on home soil. It was UFC 204 in Manchester. Yeah. And that was the last time. It wasn't your night that night. You fell short against Damien Stazak. Now, there's a fight night happening in July. Is that a fight card you would love to get on and feel the home 100%. Crowd once again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've already been asking for it. So I've asked for every London card since. Do you know what I mean? I just keep getting the ones in Vegas. It's crazy. I don't mind fighting in Vegas. I love it over there. You know, I've got good ties in Vegas with Syndicate and things like that. I've got some good friends, and it's good to have the PI there. So I don't mind where I fight. But yeah, if I can go and get on the London card, I'm not bothered where they ship me off to be honest, as long as I'm active.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. I guess you kind of finish off your camp at Syndicate usually, don't you? So I guess it kind of does logistically fit better to kind of have fights in Vegas than over here. But we got to get you back over here, man.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. It keeps things easy. I'd probably go over early to Syndicate, do some time over there, and then come back over, finish off my camp here this way. Do you know what I mean?
You've seen the hype over here in the UK as well. It's unreal, isn't it?
It's,
the excitement after last
grown.
London.
It's like, a lot more.
It's massive.
Definitely.
They're crying out for you, Davey. Dangerous Davey. That's what London wants. Dangerous Davey.
Yeah, 100%. I think you need to get on that card, man.
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. Fingers crossed.
Speaking about it, I guess, in terms of who that would potentially be,
we like to
proposals? Any proposals out there? Anyone that it's about time we see a number next to your name, basically.
Like I'm always looking to fight the best top of the division guys. I'm not getting any younger. Do you know what I mean? Definitely not. So yeah, that's why I took the Assunção fight on short notice. It just propels me up there. There was another one offered, but for it was 10 weeks time, which would have suited me better, to be honest. I wasn't even going live when I took the fight against Assunção. I had a knee injury that was stopping me from training, but I didn't want to miss up the opportunity to try and just propel myself up the rankings. You know what I mean?
Kind of glad you did. Of course. And who you got your eyes set on? Do you think in the rankings at the moment? Is there anyone there particularly?
No, I mean, look, for me personally, I would like to fight like Dominic Cruz, just because he was like the GOAT when I was fucking coming up, that's nothing, and that's pure just out of respect for him. Do you know what I mean? That it would just be one for my own bucket list. Do you know what I mean? Like someone like that, like one of the legends of the sport, and like Raphael was, all those type guys who I've been watching myself coming up. It would all be nice to go and share the octagon and nose with any one of them.
I mean, because we like to play matchmaker a little bit, and maybe timing wise might add up, but maybe someone like a Chris Gutierrez just coming off a loss, but it's fun one.
Anyone like that. It would anyone like that is like top 15 or whatever. I'd like to go and get in the rankings. So I'm ready for any one of them. Do you know what I mean? Like I've got wins over a couple of the guys. Well, one of the guys two of the guys already in the rankings, and I feel like I deserve it. But we'll just see what the UFC's got planned. I'm not opposed to fighting anyone. I like to fight. I like to get paid. Anyone.
Nolan in the chat agrees that Cruz would be a great fight, but 100%. Or even we had a guy on our channel. The last interview we had, it was Victor Henry.
Actually,
always thought that would be quite. That also could be quite a good.
He's entertaining.
But, I mean, maybe one day he's rising, but you gotta. We want to see you in the rankings, so that would be cool.
All right, should we get to some fan questions?
Let's have a look at some fan questions. Yeah, so you guys have been great in the chat so far. Thanks for chiming on in. Write a question next to what you've got, and we'll be able to read it on out here as well. So we've got a question from James MMA. James MMA is saying, what makes you so tough?
I have not got a clue, in all honesty. Honestly, I think it's competitivenknow. Or just, my wife will probably say just absolute stubbornness.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people from in the northeast of England as well. It's sort of like a mining community. I don't know if it's just built in or part of the family heritage or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
but I appreciate that.
This question sounds like James has made a few bets on the other side of you, but then you've come up and won. It's like, what makes you so tough, huh?
Yeah,
what makes you so tough? How come you win these bets? You know what I mean? That's what it kind of sounds like.
We've just outed you, James. It's okay.
We've all said that before, but that's amazing. Okay, thanks for your question, James. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the follow-up question, which I'm guessing he's probably typing it this second. No, you can't have your money back.
Exactly. Breezy's in the house as well. Breezy,
yes,
hey,
Breezy.
Thanks for your question in here. He says, at 37, people would say you're in wind down time now, career-wise. But with your history and the current run you're on, and the kind of fights you're having, what does your future look like from your view?
Ooh, okay. So looking beyond the next fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's crazy because I am what I'd say would be all for a bantamweight. I think biologically, obviously, we're going to start slowing down, and the bantamweight division speed's a big thing. I think a heavyweight you probably peak a lot later in life. With the bantamweight, it's probably a little bit different. But I honestly feel and know that I'm still getting better. I'm still getting better at fighting. I'm still getting better, like, technically. And then whatever I'm losing in speed or whatever, you're sort of gaining experience. So it's crazy because I thought I would have been long done by now. Like back when I was like 25, I thought I'd be probably retired by now, but I still feel like I can hang with any single one of those guys at the top of the division. So ideally for me, I go and rack up a couple of wins. You know, like the title's always going to be in my view, but it's like, I'm not stupid to think that, I'm a fucking some sort of young prospect, you know what I mean, who's got a lot of time to go and get there. But in this sport, I go and knock out the next 2 guys, 3 guys. I could be knocking on the door. So, like, it's always going to be the dream to get there. So, but realistically, I'm trying to get into the top 10, trying to be in the most exciting fights possible. And then whether I get the title shot or not, I don't want to be remembered as someone who came to scrap and just go and like make a lot of money, having some fucking exciting fights and get as high as I can in the divisions. That's sort of like the goal, you know, like maybe retire in the next three years or so. We'll just see how things go.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, it's a great question there as well. And, you know, I got some other comments hovering around that saying, I just love the effort mentality that you've got. Shango V thinks Davey reverse triangle Grant has a ring to it. But here's one from Nolan Zebra, and he's got a great question here. He's actually asking, do you think that after a couple of wins for both guys that you could actually be fighting Cheeto in the rubber match for the title?
Oh, Cheeto.
That's always, I've always said this. This is like, that's obviously one of my goals, you know, like, but one-on-one. It was a close fight, and he got the nod. I felt like it could have gone either way. I mean, honestly, battered me that last third round. You know, I was thinking that, man, it was a hard round. I had to proper dig deep just to stay in the fight. I think things went wrong. I never make excuses, so I'll not bother. But there were just a few troubles in training camp and things like that, and it'd be nice to go and get there with like a full sort of training camp, you know, like at my best, and maybe spend a little bit more time in Vegas. And I'd love that fight, you know. Cheeto's done fantastic, and I like to see him go and do well, you know. Whenever you've sort of fought someone, if they do well, then it makes you look a bit better.
It does,
you know what I mean?
It's like, you know, you're losing to the best. There's nothing wrong with that, you know. But you know, he's just someone who's like come 10th. It's like, seriously, this guy?
Yeah, it's both ways, because then if you beat them and they go and do well, then it's, I beat him. And I've got to win. I know you know what I mean? And I know it'll be a fucking mint fight if we do fight again. And so high ranked. I don't deserve a fight with him. I've got to go and earn that fight. You know, he's right up the top now. So hopefully I can go and earn that, and we'll have a decider.
5 rounds as well.
Yeah, he's certainly doing the right thing.
I mean, hopefully, I mean, one of my bucket lists. I've got a few things on my bucket list, and being a main event and doing 5 rounds is one of them. And then, like, getting on the game. I'm still not on the game. I'd love to go on.
Game on the game. What are you doing?
But it didn't fucking work. But I just want my kids, because funnily enough, on the game, you can be from Bishop Auckland, right? And there's only they must have put that on just because I live here. Because like it's fucking, you can't even be from, I don't think, Newcastle or any of the big cities. But you can be from Bishop Auckland, but you can't be me. And like my kids play the game. You have to make me, and it looks not like me.
I was going to say, do your kids look like try to make you? All of a sudden, Dad's purple and he's got like a mohawk that's like 10 feet tall.
Tattoos, hair, and what have you.
Man.
But another one on the bucket list.
Oh man, that'd be quality. That'd be quality. All right, we'll have a word with and see if that's possible. But another question from Nolan Zebra here, and it's a great follow-up question to the last one. He says, and can we also get a discount at your restaurant?
Oh, you still got it?
It's closed now. So we closed it up and sold it all, and it was just it was too hard to work. I thought it was like a full-time job. I thought I'd just pay a chef, pay a fucking manager, and then everything would just run itself. But no, it was a bit hard trying to run a fighting career, a gym, and a restaurant. So
this is why we say. This is why we say, is there anything you can't do?
Yeah,
because
in the restaurant.
That's quality. So big respect and salutes going up there as well. Questions.
Oh, that's
who's your dream opponent in the top 10? I think you mentioned that already. That would be Dominic Cruz.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, Dominic is like my sort of bantamweight goat. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but at the minute, realistically, out of it would be anyone in the top 15.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, look, I'm just reading because Super Sadiq's in the house. Yes, Sadiq. He's a good friend of ours on the channel. He wants to know, does he know Jack Hermanson? Do you know Jack Hermanson?
I don't know him personally, no. Like I say, I know watch all these fights and stuff. No, I'm not like personal friends.
Because he's got another follow-up question here as well. Because he basically wants to know if you and Jack Hermanson have ever been in the same room at the same time.
I think so. Yeah, we definitely have. Anyway,
Thou protests too much. Sadiq thinks you look a bit like Jack Hermanson.
According to his science. Technology that he uses for his breakdowns, for his unprofessional breakdowns, which you need a lot of tools in order to perfect. One of them including perhaps a compass and maybe even a stethoscope as well.
Vibes check, yeah.
Yeah, let's check the vibes.
He does these really good YouTube check breakdowns, Sadiq Youssef, and they are hilarious.
Every week they crack me up.
But yeah, for one of them, he referenced you look like Jack Hermanson. He's trying to see if you can prove that you're not him.
I'm going to ask him some questions.
Yeah.
Oh, quality. Okay, so for the question segment, you guys have been great. Hope I haven't missed any questions. If you put like a big capitals questions next to just before you write out your message, it'd be easier for me to see. But there's a lot of chats here. I'm just trying to filter through. But otherwise, ultimately some positive comments all around. So guys, you've been great. That will probably close for me, JK, the question segment.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. And if you've still got questions, we might get some time towards the end. But we're going to get into a little bit of a game now. So yeah, feel free to keep active in the chats and don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't done so already. How are you doing with games, Davey?
Well, he wants to get on one, doesn't he? So here we go.
Yeah.
Well.
Very competitive. I mean, it's not exactly the most competitive of games. I mean, this is basically the quick fire round. So we're just going to bombard you with questions which just require short answers, effectively. So are you ready?
Yes.
Cool. All right, kicking off then. One game you loved to play as a child?
Football.
There you are. What was your first job?
Football coach, funnily enough.
Was it actually?
Yeah, and I think I was about 12 years old and I was already coaching other kids. It was like a guy who owned a football school, and he used to give me I only used to get paid every now and again a few quid, you know what I mean? But that was the first thing I did. First thing I would class where I got paid for doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Wow. I can actually imagine you doing that. To be fair, I can imagine you wearing a body warmer on the touchline, definitely shouting body warmer type guy with her hands crossed, with the arms crossed.
Yeah.
And then you tell the other parents that you play that you're in the UFC, and no one believes you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Next question, I guess, is going to be football too.
Yes. Newcastle, Sunderland, or Middlesbrough?
So I prefer Newcastle. I sort of had that because a few of my mates really like them, and sometimes I go to the Newcastle games as well, so I sort of prefer Newcastle. But my wife's Middlesbrough, and all her family's Middlesbrough, and my granddad's Sunderland, so
torn all over the place. But you did mention off air to us that you're a Liverpool fan, so that's interesting.
Yeah. So I've been Liverpool since I was about 4-year-old, I think. My dad wasn't really into football, and usually you follow one after your dad, don't you? And one of my mates said, "Look, you can only." This I was about 5-year-old, 4. And he said, "Oh, you can only come in my house if you support Liverpool." And he had a proper window, so I was like, "Yeah, I support Liverpool," and it just stuck with me.
That's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Like it's in my blood.
You're only allowed to be on this channel if you support Arsenal.
No, clearly not. Get out. But no.
It'd be funny if the answer to this one is also football. But go on, you ask.
I mean, well, to be fair, I was just going to touch upon. It's funny how you mentioned Middlesbrough, that your wife's a Middlesbrough fan, because the local for us, growing up anyway, was Luton Town. They're currently 1-1 at the moment, so big game on at the moment.
Right.
Name something that irritates you.
Please don't say football. That'd be 4 times.
Right. No. So I tell you what, when I get in the car and I drop money out of my pockets.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's one of my little pet peeves. I feel like I don't know, it just pisses me off.
No, you made a good point there. Go on.
Yeah. The other one is when I'm at work or I'm at the gym and I'm trying to make money and I get notifications that my wife spent something out the bank. And I think
just all round losing money is a pet peeve. Yeah, okay. That all encompasses it.
Can relate.
But it's doing that with your hands and getting it down the side of the, reaching for it and trying to find it.
It's hard. Usually that's gone. Isn't it? You know what I mean? A lot of it. I've lost loads of pounds like that.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. It's right off. God, no.
Especially if it's someone else's car, and then you can't rip the seats up and stuff. Just gotta go.
If you could star in one movie, what would it be?
Oh God. It would have to be a Marvel film. I'm an absolute honest. I love Marvel.
Ditto.
It's like, it's my little guilty pleasure type thing. I sit and put them on nearly every night, to the point where my wife's just seen all of them and she's sick of watching them, and I absolutely love them. She likes them, but she doesn't like them as much as me, and I put them on all the time. Any Marvel film would definitely be the one.
That's a good choice. That's probably mine as well. So we'll share that one. That's a good one. Describe your fighting style in one word.
Fucking hell.
That was three.
I've got the word, and it's the beginning of your nickname.
Crazy, I suppose.
Okay. I thought it would be
I don't know. What it is, it makes sense. But what it is I don't know. Everyone seems to class me or my coaches just think I'm crazy because it's not exactly the fight, but I'll always go up to my coaches and I'm like, look, I'm gonna do this, and they're like, fucking, you're mental, you. You know what I mean? I'll tell them this sort of crazy move what I've got planned. What if I pull off will be just absolute highlight reel, forever, viral, 50 G's, everything. And I come up with different stuff like that all the time, and I write them down, and I try and hit something like that every fight, just something absolutely mental where it would just be wow.
Oh, that's class. I like that.
That is crazy. Yeah. I mean, I was thinking of one as well. I mean, after what happened with us, maybe it's upsetting. Upsetting sort of thing. Not like
I like to cause the upset. 100%.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm always here for it. The backlash makes me horny.
Yeah.
Come on.
Who's in charge? You or the kids?
Ooh.
I'm the the stronger one. I all the parents I'm a bit more. I'm the stricter one, and I'm in charge. Don't get us wrong. My little girl, she's sort of got wrapped around the finger, but I'm still the enforcer out of the parents. Do you know what I mean? I still try my best, but she gets away with a lot more than what the boys ever did.
Oh, I see. That's fair. That's understandable. I get that. Who's the better cook, you or your partner?
Oh, the wife all day. Yeah. God, I'm all right to cook. I can't cook anything for all of us, and she knows that obviously I eat healthy all the time, so she's constantly coming up with new different things that cook. So I go in and my tea's made for me nearly every night, and it's always something healthy but delicious as well. You know what I mean? So she does really well like that, and she cooks a fantastic Sunday dinner and all that as well.
But
that's good. It's always good to have a good chef on board.
Yeah.
You didn't put to work in your kitchen, did you, in your restaurant?
Yeah, Joe, we did go there. It was usually because people let us down. We had to go and wash up.
Oh, I see. Again, anything you don't do.
All right. Who trains harder than you at the gym?
Who trains harder than me? So there's a kid called Tyler Washington.
That's cool.
Yeah, he's one of my students. And honestly, he trains so hard. He just never misses a session. He's absolute G.
That's brilliant. Shout out. What's his name again? Sorry.
Tyler Washington. You call him. And he's one of my. He's just I mean, I turned up on Sunday and he was already, because he's got his own key in that as well. And he was in doing weights and cardio, and he hardly misses a night. He trains at another gym as well, and he pops down with his dad Ant all the time. And he's an absolute staple of the gym, and he's just constantly training. It's fantastic to see.
Shout out to Tyler, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what that is? It's inspiring. I mean, you're creating an environment that's inspiring someone to want to work so hard. So that's good signs.
I've always said that the best thing about having a gym is sort of just the the brilliant impact that it has on people's lives. You know, like from the kids all the way up to the adults. I think like training martial arts is just one of the best things you can do. Not only do you like keeps you around like-minded people, keeps you eating right, it gives you the sort of skills to protect yourself, and then makes you feel good. You know, it's just like health and fitness. It's fantastic. So I like to have it like just a fun gym where people can just come and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, a lot of people attribute violence to fighting, and I understand why exactly. But for me personally, I think a lot of fighters like yourself, they attribute discipline to it, right?
Yeah.
Because it is a very disciplined sport, which is really cool.
Right. Now, these next two are catered around one person, because he's been on the channel before, a few times actually, and probably a good friend of yours in Vince Morales. So who's funnier, you or Vince?
Oh God, Vince. I'll go with Vince. Vince is honestly, he's an absolute top bloke. I'm gonna have to say him.
Okay, well, that's very generous of you. I wasn't surprised. I'm quite surprised by the answer.
Yeah.
He's funny. And I'm better looking.
There you go.
I'm joking. Vince wins that as well. He wins that as well. Definitely.
All right, who would win in a Call of Duty shootout then? You or Vince?
Vince. Yeah. All day. I am terrible on that. I just end up running the walls with the gun up. Like I can't even play. I've never ever been one for computers. And Vince is like a proper gamer.
Yeah.
So
he's
lad gets.
He's played with Ash, who's also a member of Against the Fence. So he's played with Ash a few times, and even he's in the chats at the moment. Says, "Yeah, Vince is a sick COD player."
He was like, he's brilliant and all that stuff like that. So yeah, he definitely smashed me.
Yeah.
I mean, this next one, I'm going to skip that one. It's football or rugby. We know what the answer is. All right, so this one's important though. Aljamain Sterling or Henry Cejudo, who wins?
Oh God, I'll go with Aljo. I like Aljo. He's a good guy. Did a bit of training with him over Vegas and stuff. He's very close to Marab. I just think maybe Aljo's just had the mat time, like or the cage time in the last few years, and Cejudo's just been set out. I think Cejudo might underestimate him. So I'm going to go with Aljo.
All right. Yeah, I think. I mean, we could get into it for minutes, to be honest. I think, if Aljo is able to take the back of Cejudo, then it's going to be interesting to see what Cejudo can do from that position. I don't think we've seen him. Yeah, we're always seeing him top heavy. So,
and do you believe in ring rust? Is that a myth, or being a fighter yourself and actually sort of experience? I mean, if anyone would have experienced ring rust for yourself,
and literally, I always say that it doesn't really exist, because I know that I come in. I think it's totally sort of depends on the person. You know, it's very individual. I like to think that it doesn't happen to me. I suppose just that totally biased is out in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Happens to everyone else, not me. Not me.
Happens to everyone else, definitely not me.
All right. I'm interested to see what your thoughts on this one. But what's your favorite music genre?
So honest, I couldn't say. I listen to so many different things. Like I love like sort of hip hop, like rap, like old school rap, like people like Eminem and Tupac and Biggie and all that. I really like that. But I also like DJ to like fast sort of like fucking rave music and all that. You know what I mean? So like sort of like bouncy house and things like that. I love listening to that when I'm training. I love Taylor Swift.
The guy here. My girlfriend's a massive Taylor Swift fan.
Sounds like he is too.
I love Taylor Swift. Like the guys are always moaning when my playlist comes on and it's got loads of Taylor Swift and stuff on. Like I love emotional vibes.
Yeah.
Like if like bloody power ballads and all sorts. Honest, I've got a really, really strange and eclectic taste in music. Definitely.
You strike me as a classic rock kind of guy. Don't know why.
You know what I mean? To be honest, I love stuff like that, but it would have to be like sort of like the Bon Jovi stuff and all that. You know what I mean? I love Bon Jovi. Yeah.
I'm a big Bon Jovi fan. Yeah, I'm a big fan.
So, I like that honest stuff like that. Yeah, I can listen. Honest, I can listen to anything. I've just started listening to like some sort of English rap as well. Like I've never really been into it, but one of the Jordan McCann tunes, like my little boy got me listening to it, and I was right into it. You know, so yeah, it's just whatever tickles my fancy at that time. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I hear that. Yeah, I mean, suggestion from Nolan here says check out Prof if you like hip hop, Davey. He's ace. PROF. But yeah. It would be new to me as well. Okay. Next one.
Who's your MMA idol?
Right. So it's definitely out of like GSP and Anderson Silva. I love them both. Absolutely love them both. I used to love the way that GSP just did all his talking with his fight, and he was just a great role model in and out the sport.
Yes.
So it would probably go more for GSP. No showboating, just did what he had to do to win. He would take the strikers down and take the strikers down, and then he would like sort of stand up with the wrestlers. And he was just always had a great game plan, really tough and no nonsense sort of fight. Yeah, don't get us wrong, I love like I don't know the people who talk shit like the Conor McGregor and Diaz and things. I hypes the fight up loads. Yeah, it's not my way because I'm just not that type of person where you can't really fake that sort of stuff. Yeah, but I used to like the fact that he did it, but then still got massive in the sport.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like GSP's like definitely. But my favorite fighter to watch at the minute is probably Michael Chandler. I just love him. I think he's mustard. You know, he comes through it every time, and like so.
I see you at the top.
Yeah. Fair play to definitely. Fair play Chandler. That's a cracking answer as well. You're ticking the boxes tonight, Davey. You've mentioned Bon Jovi. You've mentioned GSP. I'm a massive GSP fan. It's just you just let it down with the football club, but you know it's all right. We'll get over it. All right, okay.
Quality.
Next one. Who's the fighter you'd hate to be stuck in a room with? We tend to ask this quite a lot.
In a room with?
Yeah.
Or in a room with?
Let's say you're in an elevator, a small room, and there's one other person there that really grinds your gears. Who would you hate for that not to be?
The most.
I'm struggling on that one. I'm honest. I'm like, you would never think I was a fighter. I'm such a nice guy. I wouldn't. I don't like. I want to hurt anybody else's feelings. I'm so soft, honest. But I'm trying to think of one. There will be one. It just doesn't even. God, it doesn't get in.
How about that Go Compare guy?
Yeah.
He's not a fighter though, is it?
He's got a nice personality though, just not on the advert.
Exactly. Yeah, it's funny because to be fair, we've asked that one a few times. A lot of people get stuck with it, so we just end up feeding fighters to people and be like, Sean Strickland, surely it's Sean Strickland. Like, you want to say
Sean? I've been in the room with Sean and he's pretty funny, you know.
Yeah, he's quite funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, he is. He's honest. I really can't even think.
Because even the likes of Colby Covington, because he's a whole act, but I've heard people also say that he's a nice person. So
yeah, exactly. And like, and I, you know what it is? I respect these guys who go on and talk a lot of shit because I know that it's part of the persona and it hypes up the fights and a lot of them have to do it. I don't do it because I don't feel comfortable doing it, and I think I would just come across as fake. And I'm not really bothered. And like I say, I'm not bothered about saying something bad about someone. I would be scared. I would probably lose sleep because I think I've hurt someone's feelings.
I love that. That'd be quality.
Weird guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I understand the people. Everyone's just out to make money for their family. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And if they want to do it and hype their fights up by being a dickhead, then fair enough. If they want to be a dickhead because you're a dickhead, well, then fair enough.
All right. Time to wrap the segment, I think, or was there one more?
There was one more. It's act out your favourite dance move.
Oh, yeah. You got any dance moves? Yeah.
So look, I can't do it now because the camera won't pick it up. But yeah, are you familiar with the worm?
The worm?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I used to do that at the school disco, and I used to pull all the birds.
You're definitely the kid with the flame shirt as well, doing the worm with the spiky hair, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
I think half of that is true.
good.
All right. Love that. That concludes.
It does. We've got a lot of questions coming through. I think so. Joe in the chats caught on to your comment about Taylor Swift, and she wanted to say, "How much do you love Taylor Swift?"
Oh, okay.
She or he. I'm not too sure entirely. Joe could be both, but they want to know how much you love Taylor Swift.
I love her enough that I would have married her by now if she wasn't taller than me. The only reason I let her get away is because she's taller than me, and even with my wife, I have to stand on my tiptoes when we're taking photos when she got heels on.
Yeah,
and she's like 5'10", so she just made me look tiny. But that's how much I love her.
Oh, look at that!
No, she's quality. She is good. Question here from Shango V, and he says, "How do the UFC react to your interviews and amazingly down-to-earth style of speaking?"
Say that again, sorry.
So Shango V has a question, and he wants to know, how does the UFC react to your interviews or your amazingly down-to-earth style of speaking? I guess for a lot of Americans, your accent, and I guess was how transparent you are.
Yeah, I think I get a lot of respect just off being sort of humble and stuff, and I mean that's just because that's just the person that I am. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, they seem to like it. You know, like a lot of the UFC staff, I get on really well with because like I just try and be a nice guy. I mean, most fighters are though, you know. So yeah, they seem to just accept that that's sort of me. I don't know. Maybe if I was a bit more, I don't know, like having the beef for people and that, I might get, I don't know, quicker fights or whatever, more money. I don't know how it all works, to be honest. You know what I mean? But like I can't be anyone else.
Yeah, okay. I hear that.
I can only be.
Yeah, that's honest. That is honest. And another question here from Shango V, and this will touch back on the question you had just a moment ago. He flipped sideways up then. We'll wrap up in just a moment. It was, can you subside your wife's spending with the pocket lost in the side of the car? So he was paying attention to the question we asked earlier. And two pet peeves. Could you subsidize one or the other?
No, definitely not. No.
I mean, I wonder how much money is down the side of your car seat. Yeah. It must be a lot.
I know.
Breezy wants to know your favorite Marvel character and why.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Again, because I'm a nice guy and I look at him a bit like the GSP of Marvel. It's Captain America.
Yeah, okay.
There it is.
Like,
Keep getting up.
He's like,
I can do this all day. Have you ever, be honest with me, have you ever had a fight, someone knock you down, and in your head when you stood up, just say, I can do this all day? Have you done it?
Oh, God, I'll do that next time someone knocks me down in the UFC. If I remember, or if I'm not knocked out, then I'll say it.
Deal, I like that.
Oh, that's quality.
All right.
Okay, question-wise, I think we're pretty good. Thanks you guys for all your questions coming through. Ash wants to know a funny story from your fight camp or training. I'm not sure if we have time for that one.
Yeah, maybe George Merry. Welcome in, George.
Welcome in, George. Yep. Yeah, that's a great question, actually. 3 fighters, past, present, and future. Start stats. Who you fighting? Okay, so 3 fighters. You've got to think of 3 fighters. Past, present, and future. Who are you fighting out of those 3?
So,
question.
Me, past, present, and future.
Yeah.
Or like, I'm thinking of 3 different fighters.
So you're thinking of 3 fighters. One from like, I guess, yeah. How's that?
Yeah. So one for the past, one for the present.
So I want to fight.
Yeah.
From the past. So if I've got to choose someone to fight from the past,
yeah.
You know what I mean? And then someone from the present, and then someone who I think I'll fight in the future. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly that. But exactly that.
So.
But I guess in the present it's going to be quite close to the future. But we'll go with it still.
Yeah, right. So I mean, past. He's retired now, but I would love to have fought Jose Aldo. Yeah, I would have loved that fight.
Nice.
That again because he was like a goat when I was sort of like. When I was still working my way up the ranks and stuff. Do you know what I mean? He's absolute. I still class him as the featherweight goat. Do you know what I mean? And then he obviously came down to my division. So I would have loved that fight. So I'll say that one for the past.
Nice.
Present. We'll go with like Dominic Cruz because that was my fight anyway. You know what I mean? And then future.
It's gonna be that title.
God. Yeah, definitely. So whoever's got the title after my next 4 or 5 fights, I don't know.
When Vera's holding it,
the
title.
That would be perfect.
Oh, we've lost.
Oh no, we lost Davey. His battery went, didn't it?
That's Ivor's battery.
Guys.
That is.
Oh, no worries. Oh, that's such a shame. We don't even have a solo screen, do we?
No, we don't.
Oh, that's a shame. All right, well, thanks again, guys, for your questions. Apologies that we've lost Davey, but I guess we should probably wrap this up then. Don't forget to smack a like button on the video and hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Do make sure you ring the notifications bell as well, because we'll be doing a live watch along this weekend for Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone. So do make sure you're in for that, and for anything else that might be coming your way from us here at ATF.
As well. Yeah, you guys have been great, honestly. A lot of fun. Super enjoyed it. This weekend coming up, do be there on the Saturday. Don't watch these fights alone, watch along. And we'll drop a message on our socials, so make sure you're following those as well. Will probably be a kind message from Davey Grant. I'm sure he's gutted that he missed out. We had a really good high.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't take his time all night as much as we'd love to. But again, good night, guys. Thanks for being here for the chats, and thanks so much for the questions.
Peace out.